And welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3. Last time, we had a fairly eventful, although in-universe, probably pretty lazy week. This time, we're definitely going to get through a week's worth of in-game content without it taking 2 hours, I can assure you of that. We're also going to be seeing some Tartarus later, so hey, get excited for that. Before we get on with the video, though, we gotta check out Tanaka's Amazing Commodities, an irritatingly catchy song coming from the speakers. Tanaka says the exact same thing every single time until he gets to his products. It's important to have catchphrases when you're in the line of marketing. Anyway, living by yourself, feeling insecure in these treacherous times? Fear not! First up, we have the blinding flashlight, and you get 3 of them. With these, your house will be as impenetrable as a fortress. Oh my goodness, it's wonderful. But wait, there's more. We'll throw in this freeze spray too. Guess how many? 3! All this for just 29.80 yen. This is a special, limited product available today only. You heard right, today only. Now, I would actually be interested in buying this stuff, if not for the fact that in Persona 3 Reload, we've already gone to Tartarus, and I've passed the point where these items will be useful to me. However, we do have an upcoming Tanaka's Amazing Commodities that I do actually want to buy the stuff from, and, well, we'll not be seeing in this video, but we will be seeing it in the next one. Anyway, we have a day off from school, you know what time it is. Time to get closer to Maya. I think I'll spend the day playing online. I'd say I say that kind of thing to myself all the time, but it's actually been a while since I spent all day playing a game online. I'm in Shinagawa Dungeon. I see Maya. I went to the gym yesterday to work out. My muscles are sore, but I'm so buff. Haha, flex. There's nothing the little endorphins won't cure, right? Oh, so much pain. Actually, I only went because I was so pissed at that bastard. What bastard? Sorry. I have kind of a dirty mouth today. Maya seems embarrassed. What I meant was, I was upset because of this guy. Remember that Mr. E guy? The SOB, right? I made a small error on some paperwork, and now he's all on my ass. You're supposed to be teaching correct grammar, he told me. Shut the fuck up, old man! He thinks he's all that just because he's a classic lit teacher. Ugh. Doesn't he know who I am? I'm Maya, you old bastard, not Mola. What's that, like a waving emoji? XD. If Mr. E starts playing this game too, I'm putting him on ignore, XD. You can't talk to him either, Kay. Hehe, pwned. Maya is confiding in me. I feel like we're growing closer. And with that, we get a rank up in the Hermit social link once again. Making good progress on this one in Reload at rank 6. I believe this is the highest one we have in Reload currently. Mr. E probably doesn't have a computer at his house anyway. He probably uses an abacus. Talk about classic XD or Awfulcopter. Man, it's been forever since I've seen that one. Phew, much better. Maybe I'll go take a shower now. Blush. Don't worry, we'll let that old geezer get me down, Tatsuya. Maya's player signed off. I decided to log out as well. Indeed, indeed. Anyway, heading into the evening, exams are coming up, and we only really have one last chance to study. And as it so happens, it's you. I'm sure you're aware, but midterms start tomorrow. Since you're given so much time to exploring Tartarus, the least I can do is assist you with your studies. On that note, I've arranged for a study group today. I've already invited the others in the dorm, so if you can spare the time, I'd like you to attend. You know what? I think I'll do that, Mitsuru. Let's go in on the big group study. But of course, Ikutsuki is here, so we just have to chat him up real quick. Oh, that's right. Midterms begin tomorrow. Those were the days back when I used to pull all-nighter cram sessions. Hey, Akihiko already told us that was a bad idea. After all, you gotta study night to 5, get it? Okay, you got me. Not bad, Ikutsuki. That's actually towards the higher end of the jokes that he tells.
Hello.
Midterms begin tomorrow. Are you adequately prepared? It would be problematic if you neglected your studies because of our extracurricular activities. I won't fully make up for it, but we've decided to hold a group study session with everyone for today. It won't fully make up for it, I'm sorry. It isn't mandatory, of course, but would you like to join us? I absolutely would, because this is a huge boost to our academics. Alright then, take a seat and let's get started.
Yes, correct. The answer is May blues. Next, for the following sentence. What's the matter, Yuri? Feeling the May blues?
What? Oh, it's nothing.
Kirijo-senpai, about this question here.
Hey, dude. Oh, you smell that? It's insane.
I'm getting a little hungry.
Come on, man, get your priorities straight. Don't you notice when a sensual fragrance comes your way?
Not at all, not at all.
Yeah, I know what you mean. To be honest, I can't get enough of it.
Ha! Now that's what I'm talking about, Sonata-san. Man, this is heaven. Such grace, such elegance. Truly the fragrance of the upper class.
I'd personally describe it as stimulating. I can almost taste the juicy tenderness.
What?
Oh, I was heating up a beef bowl for a late-night snack. That was pretty good, right?
A beef bowl? That's what you were talking about?
My mouth is watering. I've been waiting for this.
Not you too? Come on! Guys like us should be thinking with our... well, not our stomachs. Sonata-san, you don't happen to have any extra, do you?
No eating until you've gotten some work done. Stay focused. Keep your hand moving.
The enticing smell of the beef bowl motivated me more than usual. And 3 notes, a huge academics game. I want to say that's +6, but I'm not sure. 3 notes can be +5 or +6. It doesn't really matter too much, honestly, because we don't get very many +3 notes boosts throughout the course of the game, so it doesn't matter if I'm off by a point or 2 in my count.
Beef! Beef! Beef!
For goodness sake. All right, if you answer 5 more questions correctly, you can have your food.
Yeah! Beef! Beef! Beef!
You're like a horse with a carrot dangled in its face.
One mention of food and you finally give a crap. That's all it takes, huh?
All right, that should be enough for tonight. Make sure not to eat too much before bed.
If there's one question Junpei knows the answer to, it's where's the beef? First semester midterm exams begin today and will last for 6 days. And when exams begin, we're taken right to school as always, but we have a bit of a different progression for this week. I can hear people talking. Oh no, there's a test today. I didn't study at all yesterday because I fell asleep. Come on, you don't need to lie about it every time. Don't you think it's rude to people who really haven't studied? Sure, it's nice to be smart, but you gotta be considerate of other people's feelings too. Whatever, quit being such a nag. I totally forgot 5 vocabulary words listening to you. I spent last night cramming, now I gotta memorize them all over again. Well, that was pointless. The first bell is rung. Anyway, getting into the decorum of the day for an exam week. The first day of exams. The last question was a little difficult, but I still feel like I did pretty good. And then we are just automatically whisked to the next day. And indeed, every proper exam day just auto-advances us to the next day. No time to screw around at night, which is pretty annoying, but not a big deal. This question seems familiar. Now, during most of the days, you will get a question. What is the other common expression used to describe May sickness? And that would be May blues. We actually got reminded of that one in the previous lecture Mitsuru was going over. But also, most of these questions call back to either questions we've already answered in class, or are references to different bits of the teacher's lectures. So you can actually miss out on exam answers if you fall asleep in class. Shame on you. Of course, I've got a guide right here with all the answers anyway, so I kind of cheat. Incidentally, the in-game cheating system of using the network feature to see what everyone else answered is disabled for exams. They try to keep you a little bit more honest here. Which of the following did Leon Foucault use in his experiments on the rotation of the Earth? Is it Foucault or Foucault? Leon Foucault. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. My French is abhorrent. And that would be a pendulum. I have a feeling this is the right answer. But yes, we just go through, and in order to get a perfect score on the exams, first you need a prerequisite academics level. In Persona 3 FES and Portable, this is 3, but I'm pretty sure it's 2 in Reload. We're gonna find out if I'm wrong in the near future, though. This question seems familiar. Which of the following is generated by a pantograph? And that would be electricity. But if you answer all the questions right, and you have a prerequisite academics level, you will get a perfect exam score and place top in your class. If you do not have the requisite academics rank, and you answer all the questions right, you just place in the top 10, which is still good enough to get some goodies. This question seems familiar. During which historical period were middens commonly used? That would be Jomon. I have a feeling this is the right answer, and you get a variable amount of charm points after a certain point, depending on how you place in the exam, starting with 1 and up to 4, although, of course, you can get 0 if you don't have the right academics level, and you don't answer any questions correctly. Yo, Zeller, the midterm exams end today, huh? If the doctor gives me the okay today, I'll be able to fight with you guys again. Finally. We could have used you a week ago, Akihiko. By the way, I have a favor to ask. You've been doing a good job choosing what day to explore Tartarus and leading the team. You don't seem to have any trouble doing either, so I want you to keep it up. That way I can just focus on getting stronger. What do you say? Jeez, I'm flattered, Akihiko. I appreciate you have that much faith in my abilities. Great. I already talked to Mitsudra, and she was fine with it. Good luck. But for our final exam day, now that we can get into that, it's the last day of exams. All these questions look familiar. I feel like I did well. And we'll see if we got a top score there. I want to say in Reload you only need an academics 2. You definitely need 3 to get a top score in FES and Portable. I might be misremembering. What do you gotta say? Only time will tell. I'm not gonna worry about my score. Regardless, we are going to get a sizable charm bonus after 8 points, and why am I even bothering going into the hall? Anyway, once we are done with exams, the final day of exams, the Saturday, is actually a completely normal day, and we're allowed to do what we choose to. We're actually going to hang out with Bunkichi and Mitsuko today. Less for the social link specifically, and more for setting a flag. Hey kid, what do you gotta say? I tried to convince my dad to get a cat. He said no, too. Cats cost a lot, and their food and stuff costs a lot too, so we can't afford one. There are a lot of ongoing plots with the NPCs, if you can care to talk to them. I'm going to be, going forward, streamlining a lot of the activity in FES and Portable going forward, so I may actually check out some of these NPC storylines in FES when I can think of it, because some of them, not super interesting, but it is kind of cool that they try to make the world feel alive and have the NPCs doing their own thing as well. Anyways, it's been a while since we've seen Bunkichi and Mitsuko in Reload, so let's hang out with them.
Strange. I swear I left it around here. I don't see it anywhere.
Looking for something?
Oh, how'd you know I was looking for something? Are you psychic? I'm looking for my glasses. Not my glasses, my wallet. I can't seem to find it.
Well, I'll help you.
Honestly, I do wonder if you can read minds. I was just thinking how nice it would be if someone lent us a hand over here.
The 3 of us searched high and low for the missing wallet.
We've searched everywhere, but wait, what were we looking for again?
Bonjour!
found something important on the ground outside. Does this belong to you?
Oh, yes, that's it. I've been looking for this wallet everywhere. It may not be full of silver or gold, but this here is an even bigger treasure to me.
Excuse me. Are you not the transfer student everyone is talking about? I am one as well. I am a student at Gekukan.
Nice to meet you.
I am here from France as an exchange student. My name is André Laurent Jean Geroux, but you can call me Bebe. It's quite nice to meet you.
I kind of wonder what Bebe is derived from. But yes, this is Bebe, and we've met him previously in Portable, and briefly in FES. Now we're finally meeting him properly in Persona 3 Reload, and we'll be talking to him in school soon enough, soon enough. Nice to meet you, Bebe.
I am delighted to, make your acquaintance. Yorishiko! I train in the home economics room every day. If you get bored, come join me. But then, au revoir and sayonara!
My, what a classy young man.
I know I kept it in my wallet. I didn't want to forget about it at any cost. Ah, there it is. I knew I put it in here. Good going, me.
Dear, that key. Is it?
Come on, dear, you know what it is. It's the key to our son's car. Such a nice boy coming to visit us has a way of making me feel young again. Been a while since I felt like putting the pedal to the metal. What age do I look, dear?
Please don't. Why must you get into a car? Do you want me to end up all alone?
What's this about a car? It seemed to really strike a nerve with you.
Oh, I'm sorry for raising my voice. Did I scare you?
Our son. Remember what I told you? How he passed away? On his way home from work, he got into an accident. He was hit by a dump truck driver who was drunk on the job.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's awful.
Oh, please punch me. Just punch me for being so insensitive. With all my excitement, I forgot to consider how my wife might feel. Oh, I'm such a...
Bunkichi-san had shared the truth about their son's death. I feel like we're growing closer. And that is definitely an intimate detail. Kind of early in the rank to hear something so heavy like that, though, or early in the link to only be a rank 3. Still, that's something that,
Why are we all just moping around here? Since my wallet's been located, why don't we go out and have a nice dinner, dear? And this is for you. Consider it your reward for helping us look around.
Bunkichi-san stuffed a medicine into my pocket. And with the drugs obtained, we parted with the elderly couple and went back to the dorm. But I suppose that does give us a better understanding of their situation. That's just... Both of those choices, though, like, you know, it's awful and, it was terrible luck.
Senpai, I hear you made a full recovery.
Congrats, man!
I gotta catch up on my training. I've basically been slacking off for a whole month.
Shouldn't you take it easy, though? You don't want to re-injure your arm.
I've already wasted enough time. Besides, we found another Persona user.
We did? Sweet! Are they a girl?
Yeah, she's a second year who goes to our school.
What's her name?
Fuka Yamagishi. Do you guys know her?
Yamagishi? I think she's in Class E. I don't see her at school very much. She gets sick a lot, from what I heard.
She was at the same hospital as me. That's how we found out about her. But considering her health, she probably won't be able to fight. It's too bad. We already had an evoker ready for her, too.
What? We're giving up on her already? But I was gonna offer her some private lessons. Why are you looking at me like that? Come on. Just quit it, okay?
Man, if looks could kill, that one would do it. That one would do it. But, hey, lead on a potential new party member. Although, she's a bit frail of health, so she might not be the help we were looking for. Still, I do think Junpei has a slight point. We shouldn't just give up on her immediately. I mean, if she has the potential, it's possible she's also surviving the dark hour, and, with how much that takes out of people, it's kind of impressive if she's frail. Now, we do have things we want to get about to tonight. However, we're actually going to cut over to Portable real quick and actually advance to Sunday. So let's do that real quick. Starting things off in Portable, we're first going to look at Tanaka's amazing commodities, as we always do when we have the opportunity to. And let's see what he's selling in Portable. Remember, what he sells in Portable is different from what he sells in FES. That's one of the few things outside of Tartarus that actually differs between the two versions of the game. But in this specific instance, the main item he's selling is actually the same as what it is in FES, but the secondary item is the much more useful bonus of 2 cadenzas. We don't have a way to get any more cadenzas at this point, so getting them from Tanaka is actually super, super good. We definitely want to take those. We will get our cadenzas, and then we're going to have a pretty straightforward day. We're going to pull a fortune to improve our standing with our friends. Note that, unlike an itemized list of each social link that you have in Reload, in FES and Portable, instead you get these dialogue choices for people who fit certain categories. For our party member-based social links, they go into the rather nebulous friends category. Links like, say, Saori or Rio would be under the school links, and then of course Bunkichi and Mitsuko would be the people out of school links. But for today, we want to draw a fortune for Junpei. And we will have fair luck, very nice. And finally, at night, we'll have some coffee, getting us a nice little charm bonus. And, as a matter of fact, with all the people looking at us and us becoming more charming, we've reached rank 4, Queen Bee. Very nice. And yes, there are different titles for the charm rank between the male storyline and the female storyline. Now it's time for exams, and I'll be showing the exams in Portable because the questions are the same as they are in FES. However, the exam period goes by a lot faster in Portable. Also, this is a conversation that is almost identical to how it is in Reload, so we're not really going to focus too much on it. As you can see, this student does not have much in the way of empathy. Not sure how much 10 vocab words would help you, but there you go. It's the first day of exams. You had difficulty with the last question, but you still feel like you did pretty good. This question seems familiar. How would you translate pan in English? And of course, this was bread. And whenever you do get an answer correct, you'll say you'll feel confident, and if you get it wrong, obviously you will say you don't feel confident. One kind of interesting difference here is you'll hear how the music keeps restarting every time a new exam day starts. Funnily enough, this is actually not the case in Persona 3 FES. The music will seamlessly continue into the next day. Not really sure why that is the case in this version of the game. Might be an issue with streaming data from the UMD that they just preemptively accounted for, and obviously it doesn't really matter too much in digital versions of the game. What's the name for water high in calcium and magnesium? Why, that would be hard water, of course. This is some hardcore water. And finally, this question seems familiar. Where is the Kitora tomb located? Jesus. I'm making myself look like a real fool here. Finally, the answer to this one is Nara. You feel confident about your answer. And on the last day of midterm exams, there's a box in the room. We get our katana and our cadenzas. Very nice. The cadenzas in particular might come in handy later. Once again, Akihiko comes in, lets us know to keep leading, and he asks if he can rejoin under our leadership. And the Femsi, as she always is, replies very perkily. I already talked to Mitsuru, and she was fine with it. Good luck. Oh, hey, wait a second. Oh, if you want to grab food sometime, I'm bored after school on Mondays and Fridays since there's no club meetings. I'm usually near the club room building, so... Hey, wasn't that the warning bell? Was that an invitation, cowboy? Well, see ya. But yes, that is Akihiko just not so subtly letting us know that his social link has become available. Coincidentally, we need a charm rank of 4 in order to social link with him. All of this looks familiar. Today's exams have ended. And for today, let me see here, we want to go to Naganaki Shrine in order to hang out with Maiko. But before we do that, real quick, I want to pop on over to Polonia Mall. Unlike FES, I can do this at night, but may as well just take care of it before I forget it. I want to just go over my items real quick. I don't think I have anything to sell. We haven't really been to, oh wow, that two-handed sword we got is way better than the all-purpose katana. Well, I guess I'm going to be putting that on Junpei. I hung on to my shirt of chivalry for a very particular reason, but one thing that I do want to get is I want to get some ice bracers, and how much money do I have left? Let me see here. We do have... You know what, I'm going to hang on to my money here, but I definitely want the ice bracers. I don't have the discretionary income to buy everything that I want at this particular moment. With that taken care of, let's get onto the town map, let's get to Naganaki Shrine, and I'll be hanging out with Maiko today. Obviously, that'll be going into the supplemental video. In Portable, we actually get the chance ourselves to call out Junpei. Why don't we just hit him with the old, "You're a dirty old man, Junpei."
Oh man, I'm always thinking the same thing.
Yow! Retract those claws, ladies. I'm totally a hip, happening teen. You dig?
Loser.
Why are you looking at me like that? Come on. I'm a guy. What'd you expect?
I actually feel kind of bad for Junpei there. He just got roasted into oblivion. Poor guy, poor guy. Anyways... As tempting as it is to go to Tartarus tonight, we do have a quiz game to play, so we'll have to just stave off those temptations there. If we were to go tonight, Akihiko would be in the great condition, giving him a decent amount of buffs, not great ones, but, well, okay, let me rephrase that. He'd get minor buffs to all his attributes, from the damage he deals, the damage he takes being reduced, and just general accuracy buffs and minor crit buffs. Nothing too game-changing. In the morning on Sunday, we get a phone call, and it's from Rio. Are you busy right now? Sorry, I'm tied up. Oh, I see. Sorry for interrupting you. Rio hung up. She seemed disappointed. Well, you're just gonna have to get used to it. Oh, God. Who is it? Hi, it's Yukari. Do you have a minute? Sorry, I'm tied up. Oh, sorry. Guess I'll talk to you later then. Yukari hung up. She seemed disappointed. I have a life, you guys. Anyway, let's try and repair our rapport with Junpei a little bit, and obviously the only way to do that is by drawing a fortune. You'll have fair luck. Nice. I keep getting the 1,000 yen pull. I wish we'd have terrific luck so that I could get the great condition. And now we are going to be heading into Tartarus. We'll be seeing plenty of Tartarus in Portable later, but for tonight it's mostly going to be reload, and I'll probably reiterate this in the FES footage because I'm actually recording this part last, even though it's coming second in the video. But that's okay. Don't worry. We'll be seeing more Portable Tartarus in due time, And obviously, if anything interesting happens, I'll cut away to it. Oh, hey, and we have an accident-prone night tonight. So, we do have to be mindful of event floors, though that shouldn't affect us too much on getting to the places we need to be, since obviously we can't get events the first time we're visiting a floor. Not much is going on in FES on Sunday. I will be buying Tanaka's commodity today, the all-purpose katana. Plus it comes with 2 diet food, which is pretty useless, but whatever. All-purpose katana is a decent weapon upgrade that will probably slap onto Junpei, since the HP from the Juzumaru is less useful to him at this point. Anyways, it's hanging out with Maya today. Winding back the clock a little bit, in FES, today's exams have ended. We'll be going to Tartarus tonight in FES, but we have a handful of things we want to do before we head out. And the student with glasses has reverted to his original pre-exam dialogue. So let's make our way to Polonium Mall, because I do have some things that I'd actually like to purchase. Now that we have cleared the first full moon boss, okay, second full moon, like, that's one of those things in my brain, it's the first one we fight, but it's technically the second full moon boss. There's Nozomi over there, we're just going to leave him be. We're going to head into the police station, and we are going to look at Officer Kurosawa's wares, though I don't think he has anything that I particularly care to buy. He's got some new things in though, so let's just see. He's got more expensive weapons, definitely stronger than what we have at the moment, but I don't really feel it's worthwhile to buy any of this stuff because, especially the armor, which is only marginally better than what we have right now, we're liable to find stuff that is just as good or better in Tartarus. But Officer Kurosawa's wares have updated at this point if you'd like to purchase anything. What I am interested in purchasing is in B-Blue V, actually. Welcome. We've imported some new items. Take a look. And B-Blue V has some very good items now. First off, there's the upgraded versions of the HP and SP boosting rings, which give a much more sizable 20% boost. We also have the Enhancer line of accessories. These are excellent. They automatically apply a relevant buff to you at the start of battle. Tsukukaja for speed, Rakukaja for guard, and Power Enhancer gives you Tarukaja. So Speed Enhancer is actually one of my favorite accessories, because this gives us a huge accuracy boost at the first turn of battle, making it very, very easy to win fights before the opponent even gets to act, because we won't miss our skills that hit their weaknesses. Power Enhancers can be very good for Junpei, because he has high strength, and this will give a sizable boost to his all-out attack damage in battle, which I probably will pick up one of those for him eventually. But the line of accessories that I'm really interested in, are the Bracers. These give the 25% bonus to your damage that they do in Portable, and we want to have at least one of every one of these after a point. Let's see if we can sell some items in order to get enough money to purchase those. I do have a bunch of stuff kicking around in the inventory, so to get all four of them, we'd need 2,800. I could sell back the slash board in order to try and make up some of the money, but let's see what else we have at our disposal here. Let's see, Aguilau Gem, I actually do want to hang on to that. Got a bunch of Snuff Souls. Let's sell off 3 of these. 2 should be fine for my purposes. We've only got 1 Bomb of Life. And we have a spare bead chain. Excellent, excellent. And what I'm actually going to buy right now is I'm going to buy an ice bracers to equip on myself right now, because this will come in handy for one of the upcoming boss fights we have to deal with. And like I said, I want to buy one of every single accessory. Since we are going to Tartarus tonight, and no, do not want to do that, we will be able to make back all this money and so much more just through the course of our exploration. And we'll definitely need a lot of money, because with our limited Persona stock at the moment, I will need to be pulling Personae out of the compendium every now and again, and the prices are ridiculous in FES and Portable. With that taken care of, we have a couple things to take care of at school. The first and most obvious one is our social link. Well, okay, second, I should say. But the other one is that we actually can advance the flag for starting the Justice social link today. Remember, we're a little bit behind on that in FES since we started the Emperor social link later, and also we have to be a bit more mindful about starting new links in this version of the game, just because of the neglect mechanics in play, and in particular with the female social links, we're coming up on when the jealousy mechanic will start to become relevant. A widely hated mechanic in this version of the game, and it was wisely dropped for every Persona game that retained a social link system going forward, which is all of them. I'm sorry I overreacted. I just want to say I'm sorry. I get really nervous when I talk to people, especially boys. I know it's bad, but I can't help it. And here we just make a very Captain Obvious statement. I'm male. I know that. That's why I'm so nervous now. Sorry. I won't be a very good student council representative if I'm like this. I have to try harder to overcome this phobia. It's okay, Chihiro. Baby steps, baby steps. But we've set the next flag, and one more, and then the day that we can talk to her after that, we'll be able to social link with her. Speaking of social links, we're going to be hanging out with Yuko today. Transitioning to the evening, we have Akihiko at our disposal, and he feels great! let's take a look at Akihiko here. He's got Sonic Punch, Dia, Zeo at his disposal, and at level 16 he'll learn Tarunda. Very good. Notably in Persona 3 Reload, and Persona 3 Reload for this first leg of Tartarus is going to be the bulk of the footage that we're looking at, we won't have Akihiko, so in FES and Portable, we're going to have a pretty big leg up on Tartarus exploration over what we'd have in FES and Portable. In Portable especially, Akihiko's presence is very appreciated. Now I'm going to move into Tartarus and mostly just go about my business. Like I said, I'm mostly going to be using the reload footage for this first leg. I'll probably be cutting in and going over the various enemies we're going to be fighting in Tartarus tonight, but otherwise we're mostly going to be looking at reload. My main goals are to get a good stockpile of money, which is probably going to involve some solo running around Tartarus in order to grab stuff, and also I want to get all the relevant personae we're going to need for social linking going forward. There's quite a few we need to pick up, so there's gonna be some looming peril from the fatigue system in FES for tonight, but I should be able to manage. Before we get into the action and reload, though, one thing we do want to make sure we do before we start traveling up Tartarus is accept the request to retrieve the 3 old lanterns. Remember, requests where you have to get an item from an enemy, you can only get that item if you've accepted the request. It will not drop them otherwise. Some other requests we'll definitely want to get to is we'll want to retrieve the lead medal. As a matter of fact, I might actually go for that once I reach the boss and just try to farm for a floor with a rare form, because that gets us a very, very useful weapon at this stage of the game. Otherwise, the exploration is going to proceed relatively normally. I figured I'd start things off this time with Reload. This is a game where we have access to floor jump. Do you remember what I said about Tartarus being divided into different areas? Well, through oh my god. Penthesilea. Sorry, I completely blanked on how you say it. Penthesilea's power. I picked up an unusual signal just past the 20th floor. Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. Something may have shifted, so I'd like you to head there and check it out immediately. We're counting on you. Oh my god, I'm starting this off embarrassing myself hardcore. Anyways, we'll jump to the end of the line, because we can do that in Persona 3 Reload. Let's just go up here. Table 21F. Alright, we're here. As I thought, this floor is... I'm not sensing any enemies. Could you take a look around the area, Zeller? We don't have Akihiko with us in this game, so we're gonna have to be a bit more, shall we say, aggressive in our approach to fights and be sure to take out the enemies as effectively as possible. Of course, that's what we always do in this game, so nothing too different there. There's no knowing what might happen, so be careful, alright? Of course, this does mean we have tougher bosses to deal with, but that's not... Well, okay, we have less resources when we're dealing with bosses, but the bosses are easier in Persona 3 Reload, so that's not that big a deal. That's kind of cool, but I honestly kind of prefer the design of how this looks in Persona 3 FES. Is it over? What was that? It's one thing to know Tartarus changes daily, but to actually see it transform before our very own eyes? Regardless, the path is open. Let's try exploring further beyond that. As for our next goal, I can only assume there will be a similar obstruction up ahead. Let's aim for that. I'm counting on you. I wish it wouldn't start shaking all of a sudden. My heart almost stopped. I'm worried about what else could be in store for us down the road, but since the path opened up, I guess we gotta press on. Indeed, Yukari. Oh, you know what? We got that new equipment. Let's see, how's the toy bow compare? Ooh, nice. A 100 attack power for Yukari will make her all-out attack contributions quite a bit higher, and we'll also equip our Pixel Vest, give us some extra SP to work with, and more importantly at this point, a lot more defense. Something feels different about the floor up ahead. I sense something more potent, like a tangible force of will. Stay alert. Ooh, hey, we already got our first rare form here. The fortune teller mentioned that I will face an adversary clad in gold. Maybe I'll run into a rare enemy.
Nicely done.
I sense a rare shadow. Try to find and defeat it. And, fortunately, our handy-dandy mini-map shows us that the rare shadow is right over here. Oh, whoops, I accidentally ran past it. There we go. And yes, there are creepy faces dotted around the second block, known as Arca. Okay, let's just go through all our attacks here and see what we got. This is slash, miss. We just have to cycle through all our attacks and see if we hit its weakness. Damn it. we're missing everything. Also, we could potentially get a crit. That is something to consider as well. Okay, so he's not weak to fire. And he's still waiting. Hit him with Garu next. See if that works out. I actually don't know offhand what this guy is weak to, so I just gotta guess until eventually I figure it out. These guys are also very evasive, so that's something that we have to deal with. Okay, nothing there. And unfortunately, he got away. But we also got through half of his weaknesses, so we're a little bit closer, or half of his potential weaknesses, so we're a little bit closer to figuring out what he's got. Now, let's get into combat with other enemies around here. Starting things off, we've got some heat balances, and these guys are weak to Zio. These are the same guys we encountered on the train, so they're no big problem to us. We'll just nail their weakness and take them out with an all-out attack. Like I said, Yukari's new weapon will contribute quite a bit. They dodge, but these guys are also weak to wind skills, so we have that as a backup if we miss them. And with that, let's nail an all-out attack. Okay, so they're still hanging in there. That one is dizzy, so let's go for a power slash on this guy. Junpei's new and improved strength. Yes, should be enough to take it out. And then we can just finish this guy off with normal attacks. Why waste our limited resource of SP on him? Shuffle time. Let's see. Ooh, Lilim, very nice. We need to expand our persona pool, so as many new persona as I can get, that will be grand. I won't bother showing repeat encounters with enemies we've already seen too often, but if anything interesting happens in those fights, I'll be sure to cut in and show my failures. Let me see here. We still got quite a bit to check out on this floor. You want to fully explore floors as much as possible, just for the resources that they provide, enemies to defeat, so we can get more experience. And we've got a new variety of enemy here. And with all new variety of enemies, we just have to go through all the potential weaknesses. Fortunately, I guessed this one right away. I do actually have a bestiary saved. I should probably open it up, but I'm not too concerned about it at the moment. I do remember a lot of these offhand, so hopefully I won't need it too bad, but if I do need to pull it out, I can. Alright, nice. We can easily finish those guys off with all-out attacks then. I should focus on money for right now. We need about 90,000 yen by the end of this trip, so get as much money as possible. Fortunately, we're going to be getting it in denominations of 1,000 or 2,000 at this point, as you can see, so it'll be pretty, relatively quick to get that amount. We'll also want to break open as many destructibles as we can. And now we can just head to the next floor. I'll let the enemies live. No sense in just loitering around the same floor. This is some rugged terrain. Keep your eyes peeled for any blind spots. Ooh, another rare shadow. And a Twilight Fragment. Excellent, excellent. Very good stuff all around. We'll definitely want to keep an eye out for the rare shadow. One thing you can do is bring up the mini-map. Or rather, the large map, not the mini-map, in order to see where these guys are. Also, let's take out this enemy. Ooh, tables. These guys are just weak to fire. I already know that offhand. It's pretty easy to guess from, you know, their wooden... Oh, wait, no, they're not. Okay, that was a mistake. Okay, they're weak to wind. Never mind. In Persona 3 FES and Portable, these guys are weak to fire, I promise you. Ah, boy. Looking like an expert here, and I'm actually a Class A fool. Clearly, I haven't worked on my academic stat enough. Not that these guys are going to be able to survive Yukari's Toy Bow boosted all-out attack. Oh wow, they actually are. Well, Junpei can give him a quick whack. There we go. You are indeed, Junpei. I appreciate your enthusiasm. Alright, let's try and get this guy. Alright, I figured it out. He's leaked to light. There we go. Hit him with that. And then a good all-out attack. I don't think this will finish him off, but as long as it gets back to around to my turn before he escapes, we should be able to take him out that way. We might even have an item at our disposal. Let me see here. Do we have a light item? Unfortunately, no. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have Yukari and Junpei fish for critical hits if they can manage it. Maybe I should have seen if I had some kind of way to boost my accuracy. There we go. Took him out. This all-out attack should finish it off, and we'll get a huge helping of experience, plus whatever items that he drops. There we go. Alright, what do we got here? Could get strength, but I actually want to boost my all-out attack damage. We want to get to Arcana Burst as fast as possible so we can yield the better rewards. Valkyrie is definitely tempting to pick up. There we go. Odd coin and 842 experience. Whole bunch of level ups. I feel I have more power than I did before. Now I can hold up to 8 Personae. Very nice. Indeed, Junpei. Let me see. We got plenty of Twilight Fragments, so let's open this chest up. And get another Medea card. Oh, I forgot to dupe the card that I have. I need to remember to make more regular visits to Naganaki Shrine. Let's see here. Very short floor. Let's get on to the next one. Now, one thing I would like to establish before going forward too far is that going forward for most of the rest of the game, we're only going to have 2 bosses to deal with in Tartarus per month, not the 3 that we've had to deal with up to this point. Ooh, new enemy. Let's see if this guy is... He's inflicted with rage, which is a mixed bag. Let's try Bufu on him. I don't know offhand what this guy is weak to. Rage increases the enemy's physical attack damage, but also greatly lowers the defense. It also prevents them from using... Okay, he got double turns there. Ooh, ow, ow, ow. It also prevents them... is this guy weak to Zio? What was I saying? Prevents them from using skills, so it kind of functions like a silence in that way as well. Okay, resist that. Just looking at all the things I've already tried here. And he's gonna go next. Just in case, let's use a life stone on the protagonist, just in case this guy wings another swing at him. Alright, he's engaged. Fortunately, we dodged that. Let me see here. Let's go for Bash. Going for everything but what this guy is weak to, but that's just what you deal with sometimes. I've gained the knowledge of what he isn't weak to. Well, we've got a lot of takers, Junpei. Sorry for the car in the background. Sometimes they get quite loud. Let's wait for this guy to turn around so we can more easily hit him with a sneak attack. With the High Priestess card boosting our all-out attack... Ooh, nice, a Makoha gem. Could have used that earlier. But with the High Priestess card boosting our all-out attack damage, I'm able to finish those enemies like the tables with a single all-out attack now. Very nice. Let's see, nothing else on this floor, so let's continue on to the next one. If we're lucky, we'll run into another rare form. There's a gatekeeper on a floor not far from here. Have you healed up recently?
Strike first.
Starting things out with enemies in FES, and I'm just going to do this all in one fell swoop. We've got the Grieving Tiaras here. These guys are weak to ice. Look like they're fire weak, but they actually nullify it. Sometimes the game plays with your expectation like that, but otherwise these guys are not too threatening. I do have the Ice Bracer on protagonist, so as you can see, with that 25% bonus, plus just our general high level of strength at this point, we just absolutely delete these guys on hit. Now, of course, I have to miss there. That would not happen, or there would not be a risk of that happening if I had this speed enhancer, but a wind-boosted Garu from Yukari is good enough. Unfortunately, our cards have not really gotten any better at this point. Actually, it was pretty quick on the screen there, but before we return it to Persona 3 Reload at this specific point, you'll notice I got an Amethyst there. We'll now be getting gems from the enemies in FES and Portable going forward. In particular, there's something in Portable that I'm also going to show when it becomes relevant, but definitely be mindful of what enemies drop which gems. That's very handy if you want to get access to powerful items. Over here, we have Vicious Ravens, which these guys are weak to Elec, and you know what? This is a good opportunity as any to have Yukari and Junpei just sit pretty, and why don't we team up with Akihiko to take these things out? We'll switch to our Omoikane here, who has access to Zio, and we'll blast down one of these guys. And he has the Shock status there. Shock is a very, very valuable status in Persona 3 FES and Portable. When an enemy is shocked, they will be critical hit by every physical attack they get hit by going forward. Also, whoops, Akihiko doesn't know that the thing is weak to Elec because I haven't scanned the enemy. Oh well. Now, another thing I would like to comment on before going forward at this point is that you may want to set your tactics to tactics memory in the config settings, because the game, or rather, you'll probably be changing your tactics to specific things more frequently at this stage of the game, and it's handy to have them stuck at things you might want to keep them at. Over here we have Frivolous Mayas, and these guys are actually missing from my notes, so we're going to get to see in real time what they're weak to. Fortunately, with our boosted magics, we should still be dealing pretty good damage to them, and conveniently, Yukari has the Garu spell that they are weak to. I'll have to commit that one to memory. I'm not infallible with my note-taking here. I only really took note on the things I came across. I didn't start taking notes until I was about halfway through Arca in the playthrough that I did for practice of this game. It's a very long game, so it's difficult to keep up with practice on it. Incidentally, Akihiko fights with gauntlets, gloves, and various sorts of punching weaponry. Very fitting for him. Ooh, actually, we're getting another new mechanic here. You have the chance to double up. Double up is a thing where you can pick a second card from a new shuffle. However, one or more of the new cards may be blank. If you select a blank card, then you will lose the original card you selected and walk away with nothing. Would you like to try? Absolutely. Let's live dangerously. Now, double up almost always gives you Persona cards instead of sword, cup, coin cards. And I don't think we've gotten Alp yet in FES, so we'll take her. And we got a Kishido Blade, which is good for selling. And level 10! Beautiful! That means now, you sense that another change is about to occur within you. You can now store up to 8 Personae. So now, across all 3 versions of the game, we can store 8 Personae. Another thing we've got in FES going on is a rare form. Unfortunately, this is not one from Tables, so we can't actually fulfill the request off of this one. But let's see if we can get a kill on it regardless. And of course, that is about as bad as it can go. Jeez, guys. Okay. Ah, no, he got away. Darn. I'll get one of these guys eventually. It's a lot easier when you have access to a speed enhancer.
3 enemies detected. Strike first.
Over here, we have Laughing Tables. As you can probably guess from these guys' wooded exteriors, they are vulnerable to fire spells. Don't always take that as a given for enemies that look like they might be weak to one thing. Sometimes, as mentioned previously, they play with your expectations like that. Otherwise, these guys, not too threatening. Again, most enemies in this game can easily be taken out before they get a chance to act, so long as you know what the correct thing is to hit them with. And with that, we can go for an all-out attack. Over here, we've got the heat balances that we encountered on the train. These guys are simply weak to wind or elec, just like they were previously. Wind is a bit cheaper to hit them with since it's only 3 SP though, so just in the interest of being economical, that's what we'll stick to. If Yukari gets her turn, these guys will just be absolutely reeling. They won't be able to stand up to her wind-boosted Garus between her high magic and her accessory, augmenting the skill even further. Note that I'm using Alp here specifically. It's actually not a bad idea to raise up an Alp for an upcoming boss fight. Ah, yes! We got Akihiko's most iconic line. Definitely his first most iconic, though he has another iconic one that we'll hear plenty of times later in the game. Now here we have a battle that I'm actually going to run from. Phantom Mages. These guys are very dangerous. They're also the enemy that we need to kill en masse in order to fulfill Elizabeth's request. These guys are only weak to light spells, which are fairly unreliable insta-kills at this stage of the game. They're much more useful later on, but right now they're not nearly consistent enough, and we simply don't have the firepower to take these guys out reliably. If I had a different persona, I would actually unload on these guys with a particular spell, but I do not, so we're just going to play it safe. Better safe than sorry. We got the first strike here. That allows you to escape from battles 100% of the time. Much more generous than Nocturne hard mode, which disabled the ability to escape without the Trafuri spell.
Attack again.
Let me pitch in.
In Portable, we just got a cooperative attack from Akihiko to come in. Now, I wouldn't normally do this, but let's accept it just to see what it looks like. When a co-op strike is landed, and this happens whenever you knock down an enemy, whether it be through hitting their weakness or hitting them with a crit, sometimes your party members will jump in and offer to do a cooperative strike with you, and that is a guaranteed critical hit. It can sometimes be a way to get a guaranteed knockdown in a fight where you wouldn't normally be able to get that because the enemy is either has no weakness or you can't reliably get critical hits on them. You know, variety of situations, but it also ends your turn. You do not get a one more off of co-op strike, so generally I wouldn't recommend using them if there's more than one enemy still on their feet after using it. Cutting to Portable now, we got a unique item to Portable. Well, okay, unique over FES. This item does also exist in Reload, although the way it's utilized is a little bit different. Malachite. This is a gem that is exclusive... Okay, I gotta correct that. It is a gem that you do not get in FES, and it has an exclusive use in Portable. You trade this gem as a secondary currency for a very specific type of item, and we'll be seeing that in effect later. And I may as well show off enemies in Portable as well. Here we've got a Bestial Wheel. This is one of the big elite enemies of the Arca block, or at least the first half of it. It's weak to Garu and Zio, though, so it's relatively easy to take it out. Just hit it with that, and then do another all-out attack, or you can dizzy it down. Junpei's got his two-handed katana. Oh man, I keep forgetting to set Akihiko back to direct control. That's something they have to keep in mind with Portable, is that your allies will always start with AI control, and the Act Freely AI is pretty terrible in this game. So you definitely want to take them off of that. And while I'm thinking of it, it should swing back around to my turn now. Nope, it's giving him an action. Gotta be mindful of that. I'll definitely want to knock him down and then try to dizzy him. Very nice when Junpei gets a crit. I'm just going to have him do a normal attack at this point. It is worth noting that if you get strong enough weapons, at this stage of the game, Junpei's normal attack can actually trump the damage he could hope to do with his physical skills. So always be mindful of that. Also, one thing to note is that whenever you zoom in on a character and they're doing their victory animation in Portable, that means you're not getting shuffle time. It's not like Persona 3 FES where the shuffle time cues in after that happens. Really haven't had a chance to go over that at this point. Also, something to show off in Portable here, we have a strong enemy. When you see an enemy that is flashing sort of light pink like that, that means that's a super powerful shadow. In this case, we've got some Hulk Hogans to deal with, just like in Reload. Let me see here. We definitely want to switch over to Omoikane. These guys are still weak to elect skills, so we'll just nail them with this. Thankfully, it's just two of these guys, and they're a lot weaker than the one in Reload, who is more like a boss in sheep's clothing. Let me see here. That guy on the right is shocked, so we can have Junpei slash him with his two-handed katana for a guaranteed crit. Nice! Beautiful, beautiful. Love what you're able to do there, Junpei. That two-handed katana is actually a pretty good get for him at this point. I would also like to take care of that lead metal request after a certain point. The weapon we get from that is more useful in FES at this point. Let me see. Let's definitely have Yukari kill this guy. But it's still decent at this stage of the game in Portable 2. Just for... No! Are you kidding me? Yes, that can happen sometimes. Another new enemy to show off through the lens of Portable are Wild Beasts. These guys are only weak to insta-death skills, which I don't think I have any means of hitting them with that at this point, so we just have to overwhelm them with raw force. Luckily, they're not too terribly difficult, so we should be able to handle them well enough, let's see, go for another cool two-handed katana strike with Junpei. Against these guys, it's more than enough to deal with them. Beautiful crit there. That is one nice thing about weapon strikes. I keep forgetting to set Akihiko's tactics back. There's one nice thing about weapon strikes in Persona 3 FES and Portable, and to a certain extent Reload, is the chance for crits and heavy strikes does make them kind of strong in their own way. As I was exploring in Persona 3 Portable, I was making more trips back to the lobby since I can do that more freely than I can in FES, and I got an event floor. It's so dark that it's hard to make out anything. I'm sorry that I won't be able to give you my full support through this. Proceed with caution. And this is probably the single most annoying event floor type in the game. This is the one that was newly added to Portable, darkness floors. The entire floor is coated in darkness and you cannot see your map. This is a pain in the rear end to navigate, and unfortunately the enemies can see you just fine, so you have to be really, really careful when moving around here. Not a big fan of this event floor.
That's a rare form. Teach it a lesson.
Hey, in Persona 3 Portable, I finally managed to defeat a rare form and get a coin from it, a treasure coin. That'll sell for a decent bit of cash.
It's a treasure chest.
Okay, no rare forms, unfortunately, but a rare treasure chest, so we better go check that out and see if we get a good item. I actually could use some revival items, perhaps foolishly. I didn't think to, Sorry, Yukari, I interrupted you there. It was more birds, and they are weak to light, so I don't know that going forward. Bomb of Life, excellent. That's exactly the kind of thing I need to get.
Is that treasure?
It sure is, Yukari. Here we get more yen. Very nice, very nice. What are we already at? 23,000, not bad. We're making money at a pretty good rate here.
Fun exploring.
We've seen most of the enemies available on the floors thus far. But there are still some to see, like these muttering tiaras. Let's start by knocking down the stuff that we know are actually weak to something. By the way, one efficiency thing to note here is that Garu and Agi are cheaper than Bufu and Zio to cast, due to the fact that they don't have any ailments that they have inflict in this version of the game, or, well, not this version of the game, but in Persona 3 in general. Alright, what's this guy weak to? No, not weak to ice. So we will just go through our things, but if he's immune to ice, then he's probably weak to fire. That's the kind of logic that we're working at this point, and indeed that turned out to be correct. So with that, we can easily beat these guys down with another all-out attack. We're gaining experience at a pretty slow rate so far. We do definitely want to pick up a few levels, because we're fighting with a 3-man team instead of a 4-man. Ooh, hey! And speak of the devil, you shall see it, the full Major Arcana card. Very rarely do you get Major Arcana cards from Shuffle Times that aren't against strong shadows. Things actually got a little bit close there. The fact that Yukari's weapon actually inflicts rage is kind of working against me at this point, but not to an absurd degree. Let's grab this chest right here and get some Thunder Earrings. Ooh, that might actually be something I want to put on Yukari, because that reduces the elect damage that she'll take. I would kind of prefer if it was increased dodge against elect attacks, but any kind of reduction to her weakness is appreciated. Let's see, we still got a little bit more to explore on this floor, so let's just check out the areas that I haven't, because there all too often there will be treasure tucked away in the corners of the room that I might be interested in. Ooh! I made a good decision coming this way, because we've got a rare form. Heck yeah. Alright, let's sneak up on this guy. Haha, easy peasy. No shuffle time, unfortunately, but still a huge amount of experience, and with it augmented by the Fool card. Ooh, nice! Junpei gets his first AoE attack, Vacuum Slash. Junpei got a huge buff in getting AoE much earlier in Persona 3 Reload. In Portable and FES, he doesn't get AoE until like level 50, so having Vacuum Slash is a huge boon to Junpei in this version. And honestly, for most of the fights he gets into, he could probably get by just fine by using that. Let's see, let's use a Snuffle here. I don't have too many SP restoratives, but we have tons of spare Twilight Fragments, so I can easily just get by with the healing that I'm going to get from that. Plus, I do have some soul drops at least. With all that done, let's get on to the next floor. I'm on it, Yukari. You don't have to remind me. Alright, let's see. Any rare forms? No. At least not that we can see.
Treasure?
Let's hit this guy right here. Ooh, we got a new persona at the end of this fight. Chimera, another chariot persona. Very handy to have. As much as I can expand my fusion options, I appreciate that. Let's see, a Mabufujun. Very helpful. Moving on this way. Let's see what else we got over here. Another shadow to take down. Nothing interesting in that fight, although I did screw up getting my all-out attack set up slightly. But that's neither here nor there. Not auto-recover. Okay, we've seen everything on this floor. Sometimes the floors you come across on Tartarus are really short, without too much to note on them. Hey, we've already made it to a boss floor.
The enemy's nearby.
I'm detecting a powerful enemy up ahead. Everyone stay sharp. We better head back to save real quick. This foe is unique. I wish there were a way to glean information on them preemptively. No matter. Once you're in combat, I can analyze our enemies. Use this information at your discretion. Plan strategically, and you're sure to come out on top. I'll do my best, Mitsuru, but let's return and save real quick, and also transition over to FES so we can see that version of the boss fight first. Before we go into battle in Persona 3 FES, I'd like to make a quick fusion here. Aramitama has served us well, but I think it's time to fuse him off. Not going to bother registering him in the compendium, because what he offers to us is not that useful. We want to fuse up a Jack Frost. He'll come in handy for the upcoming fight. And actually, I think those will be pretty good skills there. Not overly concerned about what Aramitama and blah 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 Angel bring to the table. Granted, I might be losing out on some fire magic here, but I can quickly get that back in due time. Jack Frost, on the other hand, will help a lot in the upcoming boss. He also seems to be holding something within himself. Things such as this occur every now and again. Go ahead and raise this persona. In time, it will produce a special piece of equipment. I'm Jack Frost. Nice to meet you, hee-ho. Jack Frost holds within him a piece of equipment, as do all Personae that carry items within them in Persona 3 FES. In FES and Portable, you just need to learn all of a Persona's skill in order to get the item that they produce. In Reload, the amount of levels it takes to get the item from a Persona is dependent just exclusively on the persona itself. Every persona has a different amount of levels it takes for them to produce an item for you. And it's always a material, not a piece of equipment. Alright, now it's boss time.
The Guardian. I'm afraid you'll have to defeat it to proceed.
Alright, starting things off, let's first get the turn order, and that is a little undesirable, because that means there's no guy that is going to go before the rest of the team does. That said, let's see, we can at least target Junpei towards number 6 over there. Or no, not that one, sorry. Number 4, I mean, sorry, I'm already getting things mixed up. Junpei is going to be going after that. Next, we'll want to assign Akihiko and Yukari to stand by, so that they don't hit any of these guys to bring them back up on the floor. We want to just knock these guys down and whittle them down by inches. So, we'll start off with Bufu, because as you can imagine, these crying tables here, they are vulnerable to ice, in counterance to their fire abilities. We do have to sweat a little bit on this first turn, and not from the heat of their flames, but from the potential of a miss. It's not a huge deal if I manage to knock down all of them and then just, or 2 of them and then just 1 misses. We have decent odds of surviving that. Where it gets scary is if I miss on my first strike, which thankfully I didn't. And now we are going to buff up our accuracy to make sure we don't have to suffer any more potential misses. Junpei is going to focus his attacks on the one that got up, and of course he heals it right away. Just get used to this. The AI, without fail... did I even bother to scan it? Jesus. That was the first thing I was supposed to do, and I think I immediately forgot to do it. But the AI, without fail, they will always, always, always hit an enemy's resistance if they are capable of doing so in a boss fight. So just accept that as a given. Don't even be surprised when it happens, and don't be surprised if it undoes some of your progress on your first turn. Unfortunately, the freeze status does nothing valuable for us in this game, so we're just gonna leave that guy down. And now I gotta think about it if there's anything I can do here. We can't refresh our buff, and, yeah, we really don't have much in the way of options right now, so just gotta use the wait command. And this is how this fight is going to proceed. Luckily, this time, once it gets to Junpei's turn, we should have the data of the enemy, so he won't stupidly hit it with something that it's resistant to. Not that he really has a choice to, of course. Man, it is bad luck that Junpei is the one who is, is the one who is— oh no! That was a mistake! Oh god! Too impatient. That was bad. Now we're up to, we have to rely on RNG here. That was bad. I can't believe I did that. I sometimes just get way too eager to continue the fight, and here we go. Yeah, and of course I didn't miss. So I lose my turn, and I lose the fight because of a stupid missed input. Do not be me. That was me being very, very stupid there. And there goes our team. Maybe if we're lucky, Junpei will get a crit here. No. Okay, what's gonna happen? Aguilau on Junpei, that's fine. And is it an Aguilau on me? Yes. So we lose. Okay, try that again. Alright, attempt number 2. This time we have a much better turn order, which actually allows my team to work on one of these guys as we just work our way through the entire fight. This time I will not mindlessly fat finger the wait command again. Fingers crossed, anyway. Now, I could play a little risky here and actually blast the one that I've got assigned with targeting with Bufu twice for huge damage, but that would allow him his turn, and if he blasts me with Aguilau, I'm not confident I'm able to survive that, so we just have to wait here, and I really need to keep my thumb off the X button until I'm actually ready to select my move. That was a very bad mistake for me, and embarrassingly, I can't even say that's an uncommon mistake for me to make. Ooh, nice. Actually, that might be a little bad, because when a party member is set on the assigned targeting tab, okay, it didn't. But when a party member is set to assign targeting, and their targeting dies, or their target dies, they will then automatically revert to act freely. So you need to be mindful of that. I almost hit wait again. I don't know why my brain just wants to mash buttons in a game that's this slow. Possibly just because I want to get a leg up. Okay, so let's take a look at our guys. Oh, actually, who is their target? Oh, no, never mind, I was wrong there. I always assumed they just switched to act freely, but no, they do redirect. Also, unfortunately, do I want to risk it on that? You know what? Life's not fun without the risks, and I do actually have a way to cover my ass here if things go a little bad. Only having to deal with one of these guys is manageable, and I can avoid problems just by using my one more turn to switch off of Jack Frost. I always get these icons mixed up. Let me see here. Do we have anybody who's resistant to fire? I don't think so, actually. Omaikane, though, is the next strongest, so let's, I could use some level ups for Alp, though. You know what, let's pull out Alp. If we happen to get a kill if we happen to win the fight while she's out, that would be good for her, because I would like to get some experience for this persona. But yeah, some of the early battles in this game, how easy they are for you can really heavily depend on the randomized turn order you get for the bosses, and there's just not really anything you can do about that. Freeze, I've been over this previously. It doesn't really do anything aside from, I think it disables the enemy's evasion. This crying table is going to get an action here, but I was reasonably confident he might waste on Poisma like that, so that was no big deal to me. No skin off of my nose. Actually, you know what? At this stage, we can just kill this thing. And then everybody will redirect to the other one, and we don't have any fire weaknesses here, so this guy isn't that much of a threat. He can kill us in due time. We do want to be careful of that. He's not a non-threat, but as long as we don't have any weaknesses for him to exploit, we should be pretty good. And I can get the experience onto Alp here, which will help out immensely later. Alright, so we got 2 instances of poison here, which I don't know if I actually have any way to cure that, but I think poison cures when you return to the lobby anyway, so it's not a big deal. Alright, so we managed to take this one pretty cleanly. The random turn order I got this time, like I said, much more favorable, much easier to work with, and overall, not a terribly difficult fight, as long as you take it patiently. And just to mention it, our rewards for this in FES and Portable is a bead chain, to replace the one that I sold earlier. Now I'm going to try and advance as far as I can tonight in Arca. If I can make it to the next checkpoint, that actually would be pretty helpful, but it's not super critical if I do. That's what I'm going to be doing in FES, and in Portable and Reload, we're just going to be going all the way, because I need to grind a lot in those versions of the game. But for the Tartarus trip, within the context of FES, the Tartarus trip for tonight is ending. I will be doing some grinding, so let me take care of that off screen, and then I'll give my sign off once that's taken care of.
A guardian. I'm afraid you'll have to defeat it to proceed.
Alright, now onto the fight in Portable. Luckily, this one's a mix between being easier and harder than it is in FES. Obviously, the turn-robbing strategy is still no longer a thing, but because I don't have to worry about the fatigue system, I can much more easily prepare myself to do well in this fight, coming into it on the first available opportunity. So let's just go in with Yomotsu Shikome. Yomotsu Shikome is, she has access to Bufu, and is not weak to fire, so I have a greater degree of safety against the boss here. May as well scan the crying table, even though it really doesn't matter. And with the ice bracers equipped, I can still deal some pretty good damage here. And we can still rob one of them of their turns by simply blasting them with ice while they're down. Let me see, which one is next? If you aren't hitting the enemy with their weakness, whether or not they become dizzy is purely up to the RNG. That one was not dizzied. Oh, probably because he was already frozen. I don't think the dizzy status can overwrite the frozen status. And yeah, we get a whole lot of unhelpful information there, but let's see, the guy who's up next is that one. Let's instead just focus on taking on this one that's already dizzied. Focus on getting as much damage done to him as possible. Akihiko does not have the elect bracers in this version of the game, so he's not dealing as good damage. And let's see here, Junpei, you can once again just focus on the dizzied one. We do need to be mindful of how much damage we end up taking. So let's see here. We'll focus on knocking these guys down. Get this one knocked down as well. And, that's tempting. But I think it would be wiser to just take out this one. The all-out attack would do good damage, don't get me wrong. But we want to make sure that we get this one killed, and then we might have the potential to dizzy one of these guys. So yeah, let's go for the one that's going up next. With the wind bracers on Yukari, Garu does really good damage against these guys, and it outright killed him. Very nice. Let me think here. There is a chance that this guy could... Oh, I was about to say I don't have any revival items, but I did find a revival bead. That was one mistake I made in my preparations coming in tonight. I really should have bought some revival beads. If somebody happens to get taken out... Here comes a Maragi. Okay, we're fine. What I was saying is if someone happens to get taken out, and I'm not able to revive them, they'll be taken back to the lobby, but they will be in the tired status when we reconvene with them, which would obviously make the rest of the night much harder. Anyways, we just want to go for the safer route, even though it's doesn't really matter at this point, and just take it out with the ice spell. There we go, not too bad. A little dicey towards the end. There was a chance that Yukari could have gotten taken out there, but it didn't come down to that. Before we get into the boss fight and reload, we've got some requests that we can turn into Elizabeth. It may not be much, but this is my gift. Please accept it. Another Twilight fragment. Very helpful for us to have at this stage of the game, but first let's just turn in a request, which is experiment with fortune-telling. So, how was the outcome of the fortune-telling? I see, so the predictions really did come true.
Very well.
Just who in the world is that fortune-teller? I hope to meet them someday. Please take this as your reward. And we get Speed Incense ×3. Very helpful. Now, there are stat-boosting items in Persona 3 FES and Portable, but they do not apply to your party members. In Reload, on the other hand, you can use these on your party members to permanently upgrade them. I'm gonna hang on to these right for now, but I do plan to use them eventually. Before moving on, let's check out our fusion options, since this will matter a bit more to me in Reload than FES. So, let's take a look at our options here. First order of business is I want to register Orpheus, just so I have a general beat stick coverage that I can easily pull out of the compendium if I fuse them off. And let's see here. Got Unicorn, Valkyrie, and Tom Lin. Or we could make Nigimitama, Neko Shogun. Or, let's see. Anything particularly good? Does not really look like it, so I might just stick with what I have for right now. Let's see. Gurulu. Nah, we aren't high enough level for that. What does Tom Lin have? Nothing that I care about. Valkyrie wouldn't be terrible, actually. But she wouldn't get to a level that would actually get me the skill that I care about. So we're just going to pass on fusing for right now and get into the boss fight. Hopefully I do it well. This might be a little bit tricky, because we are understaffed at this point, but let's see what happens. I'm also a little under-equipped because, well, I was just kind of impatient, but I'm confident that I can pull this out. If I can't, I can just do a little bit of grinding until I'm strong enough to actually win the fight. Alright, let's resume from floor 28. Heading into the fight over here.
All right.
It's enemy territory up ahead. Are you ready for battle? Let's go.
Alright, let's go.
Move out, squad. Keep your eyes on me. Alright, we got the Will-O-Wisp Raven and the Lightning Eagle, so I think I can take a guess what these guys might be weak to. This seems pretty logical here that this guy is weak to ice. And then, of course, Lightning Eagle's more than likely weak to Garu, but we'll see what happens. Yes! Indeed, indeed. Okay, we need to, okay, so that guy's gonna go first. Do I want to weaken that guy? It might actually be in my best interest to weaken this guy, so that's what we're gonna do. We aren't fully aware of what he's capable of doing, so I want to hedge my bets and play on the side of caution, and that might have been the wise thing to do there, because that's a pretty nasty move to be hit with at this stage of the game. We'll knock this guy flat on his ass, and then move back over the protagonist. Maybe I should have Garu'd that guy down just to take him out of the picture for, or get some extra damage in on him, but I wasn't really thinking about it. Sometimes the order of operations that you do things in does matter quite a bit. With the High Priestess card augmenting our all-out attacks, we shouldn't have to hit too many of these to take these guys down. I imagine probably like 3 of them or so. If we're lucky, we might get a Dizzy on them also. Here comes a Zeo. Ooh, unfortunate. And a Power Slash. Okay, another Zeo. Okay, oh, I was about to say that's good luck, but it is not good luck. In fact, we're doing quite bad right now. But fortunately, my turn comes back around. I've got my general beat stick here in Orpheus. Let's knock this guy down. Now let me see here. Do I have something that can use ice but isn't weak to fire? As a matter of fact, I do. He's actually immune to fire. Let's have Inugami knock all these guys on their ass. Except, oh, damn it, I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing there. That was my bad. That was a serious misplay from me. And because of that, Yukari is down. That's okay, though. We should be able to come back from this. Because I did get that Balm of Life. Okay, I'm playing this pretty rough. I wasn't thinking there. You know what? Just to get some extra damage in, because this won't cost me a turn if I use it, I picked up a Mabufu gem. And even if it's resisted, items always deal 50 damage. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Let's use the Balm of Life on Yukari. Again, I'm playing this a little messy, but we're doing okay so far. Now, use the actual proper spells, and I'm not going to do the all-out attack here right away. I'm going to let that guy, well actually, not going to knock them all down. I'm going to let that guy get back up. Let's use a Cure Water to get 50 HP back to everybody. He's going to do Agila, which will deal a decent bit of damage to Yukari, but nothing to everybody else, or Maragi, but not anything I'm too worried about. Tsukukaja actually is a little bit annoying, but we should be fine. Okay, hit that guy. And then let's pass it back over to myself. Again, I played this pretty lousy, but we're doing okay. We're hanging in here. Let's hit this guy with Bufu. Okay, miss. Not a surprise. That's just one of the things that we have to deal with. Here comes a Power Slash. As long as it's not a crit, it's fine, and it wasn't, so we're good there. Here comes the Zeo, but fortunately, we're off our weakness now, and what the heck, yeah, these things aren't going to come up next, so let's have Junpei do Vacuum Slash. And pretty good damage from Junpei there, honestly. Pretty happy with that. These guys, I know I can hit with my Garu spells. I'm not too worried about them dodging, so let's do that. Actually, thinking about it. Let's, I got a better idea. Let's Baton Pass to Yukari. Let's, hit the entire party with a Medea. Then that thing is probably going to use either Maragi or an Agilao. Only the Agilao is threatening, and only if it hits Yukari. Okay, Power Slash, that's not a big deal. Yeah, as you can see, pretty low damage, especially because he targeted the protagonist who actually has upgraded armor. Okay, that's one down. Then I can pass over the protagonist and do a Bufu spell to knock this guy down. So I played a little sloppy at this point, but we mostly got this fight in the bag. Ah, of course. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Here comes another Zeo spell, and it wasn't against Yukari, so I'm not concerned about it. Let's just do Power Slash on this guy right here. And then Garu this guy right here. You know what? Let's take a chance on this. Let's see if I can hit him. No. That's not a big deal, though. Yeah, this is fine. Yukari has just enough HP to weather that, so she's fine. We'll definitely want to use a Medea here. And then a... Yeah, Medea. We'll get that in effect. And to make sure Yukari doesn't get wiped out here, let's hit her with Rakukaja. That should mitigate the damage enough that if she gets hit with Agilao again, she should be fine. Let's go for another Bufu here. Got the hit that I needed. Might have to use a Soul Drop to get some more damage in, but we've got this fight in the bag now. So hit him with another all-out attack. There we go. Oh wow, that was a lot less than I was expecting. Accuracy and evasion reverted, and this fight's pretty much in the bag for us. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to have Yukari use Medea, then I'm going to have Junpei use a Soul Drop on the protagonist, and then just continue with the Bufu Onslaught. Keep these a little bit of healing in reserve so that we're able to do this. Okay, and then Bufu again. There we go, all out attack time. Okay, this is almost over. We've got this in the bag. Miragi is no threat to the party, especially now that Yukari is buffed up. And we can just unload on this guy with all our best attacks at this point, which admittedly is not that much, but hey. It sounds cool when I say best attacks. Go for another Power Slash here. Okay, and then one more Bufu into an all-out attack, and that should be game. Oh, come on! So stupid. Okay, Yukari, hit him with this. No! What the hell? Why are you guys all missing now? Okay, there we go. Junpei got a rather anticlimactic closer there, but whatever. We get a whole ton of experience for winning. Very nice. We won. Seems like we'll keep running into stronger enemies whenever we enter a new area. Akihiko will also be back soon. We could always pick things up once he's ready to join us. We're gonna just press on. I can't wait for Sonata-san to hop on aboard. Then we'll finally be a 4-man band. You know, the standard for an RPG. That's clever, Junpei. Junpei Quest, The Legend of Junpei, Tower of Mystery. Now, let us head off, comrades.
Are you stupid?
We don't need you to head off anywhere. Haven't you learned your lesson at all? We need your head screwed on. What do you mean? I got a perfectly good head on my shoulders. In that case, I suppose there's no need to worry about your studies? Well, about that. Oh, brave Knight Cullen, let us hurry and depart. I got your back, bro. Don't worry about it.
Crap. My bladder's about to burst.
What? You should have gone to the restroom before we left.
Oh, Junpei, being chastised like a child. Anyways, we got a Twilight Fragment chest to open up here, and within it we get Miragi. Very helpful. But now that we've seen a good chunk of reload, let's transition over, or rather, well actually, this is where we want to end the Tartarus video, but since we're actually going to be leaving tonight in FES, let's cut back there. Just one thing to note while I'm doing my exploration. Also, we got dancing hands here, but more importantly than that, I found some brass knuckles. So now I too can punch alongside Akihiko. The tiredness status has started to cascade through my team, so things are looking a little rough for us, but I should be able to manage. Alright, I did actually make it to the second checkpoint tonight. Not that I want to fight the boss in the condition I'm in, but this will make it getting to it easier, and I can more, shall we say, easily level up without worrying about wasting any potential progress I'm getting towards the next checkpoint. I do have to be mindful of how many battles I can get before I get tired. Everybody's bailing on me, but I've got to get some money. I had pretty bad luck with the chests and the cards that I got tonight, so I am pretty low on cash. 9,800 is not gonna cut it. As I was exploring, I got a message from Mitsuru. Something strange about this floor. More enemies than normal. This can be one of two things. Well, actually, it can mean one of several things. This is not what I was expecting it. I thought this was going to be a floor loaded with wealth hands. Damn it. Which it was not. I could have really used that coin that thing drops. But instead, this means that the floor is more densely packed with enemies. But if we manage to defeat them, and let's try our luck here. Alright, I actually did win there. And, ooh, we got a Wand of Growth here. That's very good, because on floors like this, where it's more densely packed with enemies, the amount of experience they give is doubled, which also stacks with Wands of Growth, plus having less people in your party. Apologies if I mentioned earlier in the LP that EXP wasn't divided between party members in FES. That's not true. It is. It's just much less noticeable than it is in Portable. But that is a pretty huge boost to experience there. That allows Alp to level up, and honestly, the closer that I can get the main character to level 15, the better, because I can get a very helpful persona for the next boss fight if I get there. I'm going to see if I can find things that are Ice Weak here, but more or less just beeline to the stairs otherwise, because Jack Frost now has Ice Boost. Stacking that with our Ice Bracers, which these two things do stack with each other, that gives us a sizable bonus to our damage. Very good stuff.
Strike first.
May as well show more new enemies while I'm at it. We've also got a Soul Dancer here. These guys are quite weak to ice, and this is just a good index for how much tiredness gimps your damage output. I was dealing about 150 before I got the tiredness status. Need to knock them down to get to that level of damage again. Yet another thing that I want to mention, by fusing Jack Frost with Omoikane, I was able to create a Yomotsu Shikome, and she comes with Aru Tarukaja at level 11, giving us an automatic attack buff at the start of battle, increasing our damage by a further 50%. Very useful persona at this stage of the game. Absolutely, fuse it when you have the chance, and conveniently, we actually do need a Hermit persona for the, online game social link going forward at this point. Very nice thing to pick up.
That's a rare form. Teach it a lesson. Stay sharp. Great recovery. Stay sharp. All right, continue with...
Alright, after way too long, seriously, this took quite a bit of time, I'm ending with 20,000 yen. But, as you can see, I've got another new persona in the background, Valkyrie. I got this by fusing Yomotsu Shikome with Apsaras in order to get a strength persona, and we will need this strength persona for the next time we hang out with Yuko, so better get it now than later. And then I used some of the money that I got to pull Shikome right back out of the compendium. We will also potentially need to pull some more persona out of the compendium in a bit, but by the time that becomes necessary, I'll have had a chance to go back to Tartarus anyway, so it shouldn't be that big a deal. And I have some stuff to sell from the trip, so I have more money than it looks. Definitely enough to cover me until the next time I have to return to Tartarus. This month is probably the hardest it gets to get money from Tartarus, since we're not strong enough to solo the enemies on the new floor, and sometimes the game just gives you really terrible chest luck like it did for me tonight. But that's where we're going to call it a video. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, though, goodbye.
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, but it's my right to waste your time.